Hey, this is Sasha Evdokov, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Stocks, episode number 144. And in this episode, what I'd like to do is share with you the concept of jumping from having a day job to trading and investing full-time. Now, for many people, it's not realistic to really trade and invest full-time and totally get rid of and replace their job. Some of this has to do with some of the external factors that we have, for example, just the family commitments that we have. It could be also the account value that we have, because if you're looking at making a certain percentage, you do need to have a certain account value to be able to make that sustainable living and create a lifestyle from trading. Because keep in mind, if you're trading full time and this is what you're using to generate your income, then you need to go ahead and withdraw funds oftentimes. And this can help, this can actually reduce your gains for retirement. So you have to take those things into account of what's going on and what's happening. Because you can't just trade every single day in the market. The market doesn't always give you opportunities to go ahead and say, hey, this is my 30-day time horizon, and I'll just make trades 30 of those days or 20 days out of the month, because there's 20 trading days in a month, excluding those weekends and things like that. So you can't just go out and say, hey, every single day I'm going to make X amount of dollars, because the returns are not as consistent when it comes to trading and investing. Sometimes you're looking at a time frame or a time horizon where the days or the amount that you're making, you're looking at 60 days out, or you're looking at 90 days out. So you're looking at even further, and you have that cushion in your bank account to be able to live for that extra 60, 90 days. It could be up to a year, 2 years, 5 years in advance. So it's important that you also have those external factors already taken care of to be able to do this. But if you're looking to jump, let's look at jumping from one hurdle to the next, and you have a job, okay, so you're right here now, and you want to jump into trading and investing, and you want to take this path. So as you get into trading, stocks, and this is what you'd like to do full time, there's this leap that you have to make. And under this leap, there's water, or it could be alligators, or it could be, let's just say, a shark, okay? In either case, you have to make this leap and this jump to go from here to here, if that's your destination. But there's all this risk that you have in the middle. That risk is really where people have trouble making that leap, and that is because of that fear factor. So we have fear inside of us to make this jump. Well, there's that unknown, the uncertainty that happens because of this fear. And for many people, this is why they stop, because the fear that's in place here is just so dangerous. The fear that's underneath us that could happen. You might be wondering, well, what's going to happen to my income if I make that jump? Will I still have stability? Am I able to really do this? And for many people, that's why they are not able to make that jump. They just see all these risks. They see all these problems ahead, and they're not able to do it because that jump is just too far. So what you may want to do at times, if you're structuring this for yourself, is to do some jumps little by little. So create moments or opportunities like a little bridge that if you're looking to get over something, create a little bridge that you can use to walk over. So you're creating a smaller multiple jumps to get to the next stage. And this helps reduce that risk. So as you're looking to go and move further into your trading stocks, and you want to do this full time because you have a job, there's that risk that what if you can't do it? What if you're not consistent? What's going to happen to your retirement? How are you going to grow that as well as make a living from trading? How is it all going to work out? There's going to be all these factors you have to figure out. What's going to happen with the taxes situation? So this unknown really becomes a huge doubt in your mind, and it's that uncertainty. And it's very difficult to get rid of it. In fact, you really can't get rid of it. It's going to be there up until the point where you actually make that leap and where you actually make that jump. Once you go ahead and quit your job or get out of this job, then all of a sudden you're forced to do it. Now, sometimes this happens by just sheer happenstance. For example, if you lose your job, let's just say all of a sudden that job is gone, laying people off, and you get laid off, it may force you to make that jump. So when you have a bigger motivator somewhere over here, let's just say there's kind of like a flame or a fire or some other issue that's happening over here. It could be something that's chasing you on this side, that's pushing you. It's going to be even a bigger motivator to make that leap and to make that jump. So by having this bigger motivator from the opposite side can force you to take this risk, and that risk actually gets reduced, right? So you reduce your risk because, hey, there's bigger problems out there. So you need to make that leap and make that jump. So sometimes you're forced into that situation to where when you lose your job, when you have that situation, you're forced to get into trading stocks at full time. Now, this is not the case for everybody. Some people have to make these leaps and they have to do it in little stages. But one of the things that can ease this problem or ease this issue and help you make this jump is the vision. So if you have a vision, having a clear vision of what you want, it's going to pinpoint you exactly where you want to get to, of why you're doing what you're doing, why you want to trade stocks for a living. Now, for a job, you go in and you make money on a consistent basis, right? You go into work and you go out with a paycheck. That's typically the process. There's no income or balance or loss statement, right? So you have like the income and you have loss. There's no real situation that you're getting this income and then you're getting losses. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, this happens because you have an income statement, or you have the income side and you have the loss or the expenses side, that they happen and you're trying to balance those things out. But if you're working for someone else, you basically just have the income side. You don't have any of these losses. I mean, you might have some expenses getting to work, but beyond that, you really just have income. And this actually is one of the things that also creates this risk. But if you have that vision, if you have the clear vision of what you really want out of trading stocks, then it'll help push you directly to your end goal. Because when things get tough, when you start getting a little bit more nervous, when you start getting a little more antsy and apprehensive about what's going on and what's happening, it'll be able to keep pushing you forward because you will have those ups and downs. So when you have that vision, it's important that you make it clear. If you have a vision that's very convoluted, there's so many things and elements happening and you outline it and there's just so many details, then you're going to get cluttered in everything that's happening. So make your vision simple, right? Make it simple and make it purposeful. So for some people, that vision might be, well, you want to reach $1 million. That's fine. If you're money motivated and that's what you want, by all means, go for that and have a vision of, okay, this is the amount of money that's in your bank account. That's a simple vision. It doesn't have to be too complicated. It's not the point where, okay, I have $1 million, I want a Ferrari, I want this type of house, I want it with this kind of tile, I want a pool in the back, I also want a boat, because that's what you want the money for. Make it simple, right? Simple, direct vision, okay, if that's what you want. If you want to have the free time, the luxury of time, then what does that mean for you? Well, do you want to have 4 days off and then just work 1 or 2 days a week kind of? Is that all you want? Because if you're able to do that with trading and you have a large enough account and you just kind of manage your trades 10 to 20 minutes a day, that pretty much gives you 3 to 4 days off a week. And now you can enjoy time with the kids, with the family. So that vision could be just as simple as, hey, I'm spending time by the pool with my family. I'm spending time at the beach with my family. I'm spending time traveling the globe because I have more time available to me. If that's what your vision is, then that's fine as well. Make your vision as simple as possible, because if you have that simple, direct vision, then you can really pinpoint that line when things get tough, when things get a little more difficult. So this is the psychological process of going through initially from having a job to getting into trading. But what's the physical actions that may go along with that? Well, for everybody, it's going to be different, right? Some people are forced into it, like in this situation, you get forced, and other people do it a little more purposeful because they have that luxury. Whatever route you decide to take or that happens to take in your life, then by all means, you can make adaptations and make adjustments. So for you, if you're still at a job, you could still go and do multiple things at the same time. So let's say we look at this timeline. One of them is your job, okay, and the other one is trading. And when you have this all moving, it's not to say that you can't have this job and go in at that day and in the evening look and study more about trading. So again, you still are going to your job consistently. Let me draw it out a little bit higher. So over here, you're going to your job. So this is your job, and this is trading. You're still going to your job on a consistent basis. But there's nothing that says that if here's every month that's being broken down, that at the beginning you study a couple of times a month. Then you pick that up to doing it a few more times a month. And then you go ahead and really ramp things up and put even more time and effort into trading, into learning the game, learning the process. You continue to ramp and accelerate this energy or effort into trading. And this helps build this leap and gets you further and closer to your destination. It helps reduce the risk because as you build this knowledge and education and you're building this up, if that job is all of a sudden gone, you have more education, you have more power. Now this can also give you, if you're looking to build up your trading account, the same thing. If you put a little bit of money away now, then another month you put a little more money, and another month you put a little more money away, this builds that trading account to get you the ability to invest more. There's many retired folks out there that just simply live off of dividends, especially if they invested in the 80s and 90s. Now with the huge acceleration of the stock market, they're making a killing through dividends simply because they invested early and as well as stock appreciation. But if you're going ahead and building those things up little by little, it just helps accelerate that growth and it gets you closer on this distance to your destination. So now what your end goal might be is to go ahead and as you're working at your job, build up enough capital to the point where by the time you're 30 or maybe 40 or maybe 50 years old, you have enough money in that account where maybe in your 40s, you go ahead and you own a bunch of dividend paying stocks or a lot of capital to where you can go ahead and on a monthly basis make $5,000 or $10,000 a month. So at the end of the year, as you're retired, you're still making $120,000 every single year from either dividends, from option trades, regular trading, whatever it is that you're doing. And now you can withdraw and kind of live as if you're retired, giving you the ability to have that free time, giving you the ability to travel more, giving you the ability to spend more time with your kids if that's what you want. It's all about having the vision of why you're doing this, why you're looking to trade, why you're looking to invest money and where you want to get to. What's the simple vision for you? Is it because you just want to have more money in your bank account, or is there a deeper reasoning to maybe having more time freedom, having more purpose in your life? It could be to the point where you just want to learn something new. Like this is what you want to do. You want to figure it out to where you're consistent in trading so that you can go ahead and have a more peaceful lifestyle. Maybe you have a lot of medical bills that you need to pay off. And again, same thing. What's your vision? If you want to pay off the medical bills, if that's your vision, that's your focus, hey, clear vision, bank account for the hospital bills and hospital expenses are at zero, right? Very simple vision. So having these two things, when you have the fear, you really have that uncertainty. That's where that fear kicks in, and you really can't get rid of it. But once you simplify the vision, have that clear vision, and you start accelerating this process into trading, start adding more energy, a little bit at a time, month after month, eventually you can get rid of the job if that's what you want to do, and then focus only on your trades and investments. That's the ideal approach, is that maybe you work 30 years out of your life, 40 years, 50 years out of your life, and then when you get to that point where you're maybe 50 years old, that you just simply go ahead and accumulated enough money, could be a $500,000 account, could be $1 million account, and your retirement account. And now you're just making money off of dividends and your investments. And that's the ideal freedom for anyone, I think, is that when you're making money from your money is doing the work for you based on what you decide. It's kind of like having an employee or having people working for you, but without any of the other additional stresses of, hey, managing someone, someone doesn't show up to work on time. Your money is there working for you 24/7. Now, of course, there's going to be pullbacks. Things aren't always going to go up in a straight line. You're not going to be making money every single day of the month in trading. But as you look to a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day account, you have enough to sustain your lifestyle on a consistent basis. Thanks for joining me in this week's video. If you're just brand new to trading and investing, take a look at my website at TRADERSFLY.com and go to the Start Here page, and that'll give you a rundown of some great basic videos that you can get started in trading and investing absolutely for free. Now, if you want to get some detailed courses to really jumpstart your education about trading and investing in the stock market, visit my other website where we host all our courses, video material, and books at rise2learn.com. Now, if you'd like to join me on a live webinar class where you can ask me some questions and we'll ping back and forth with a Q&A session, then click this button right here and get on the newsletter list by entering your name and email address when you're there. In the end, remember, do what you love, contribute to other people, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.